Hello and welcome to another episode of following another exciting weekend of cup football in the way of the Carling Knockout Cup. Only two teams remain: Orlando Pirates and Moroka Gallants are into the final of the Carling Knockout Cup. Two dramatic games, two tight games at that, but the two teams finally emerging victorious and booking their place in the final of the League's Cup. In this segment of the video, we're gonna break down a couple of talking points from both games and just a couple of minutes of your time, just a couple of minutes of mine, and let's see how much we can get through with the game we love most. I think we wouldn't be doing any justice to the game if we don't start to the match winner of the very first semi-final between Orlando Pirates and Richards Bay. Of course, once maybe the stadium on Saturday, sold out affair. I think everyone expected that. Always happens when Orlando Pirates are in town, and more especially because it's a cup semi-final. So I think first things first, Tshepang Moremi, what have you become? I think I spoke about him a couple of weeks ago, maybe in one of these videos actually. I think if you're a follower of KZN football, I think we have seen Tshepang Moremi for the past 3 or 4 years. We have seen his brightest moments but some of his very clear shortfalls, and one of those shortfalls was his finishing and his general application when it comes to the final third. But if you looked at his general play during his time at Amazulu, you would know that Tshepang has always been a menace. That's what I always tell everyone that I speak to about him this season. Tshepang has always been a menace, but now he's moved, I think, into a different category of player, and that's just simply because of how he behaves in the final third. Of course, Tshepang Moremi scored the winning goal, the only goal in the first semi-final between Pirates and Richards Bay, and took his club to yet another final this season, the second of the season. And when I talk finals and when I talk Tshepang Moremi, some of you are already thinking the MTN8 final, where he came on, scored two, I think he assisted another, made the final his own. I think following his goal at the weekend, his tally now stands at, I think he scored 8 goals, and I think he has a single assist this season, and that's in 17 games. And this is his debut season at Pirates. I think when Pirates acquired his services at the start of the season, people probably thought he would probably be a squad player, just citing the way, or rather how much development he would have to do from Amazulu to Pirates, and for him to stake a claim in the starting 11 of one of the biggest teams in the country. Yes, he had made a couple of appearances in terms of Bafana, but I don't think anyone expected Tshepang to hit the ground running at Pirates. And oh boy, he's done just that. And yeah, man, Pirates seem to have found yet another gem there, and he seems to be in the absence of Rele, in the absence of goals from Mahopa, or in the absence of Tekhofatso Mabaso, he's certainly stepped up to fill in both creatively and goal scoring. So yeah, man, congratulations to Tshepang, congratulations to Orlando Pirates for reaching yet another final. I think the second thing that stood out to me from that game, many people, yes, doubted Coach Abdeslam Madu, but even more so that doubt grew when a couple of new faces came with the new coach at the start of the season. Yes, people were happy to see the likes of Mbule come through, Apollos come through, but you look at the likes of Tshepang, the emergence of Dancing, the arrival of Sihle, just a couple of players that people just weren't necessarily sure about, and all of those players have just now become part of the core at Pirates. But what was most impressive for me and about Pirates, it was the fact that Considering that they had to juggle 3 games in 7 days, they had to do a lot of rotation. And we saw that in midweek when they played Arrows as well. But for this game as well, yes, they started with almost the same starting 11 that finished the game against Arrows. But when the tough, or rather when the game got harder and Richards Bay sort of began to find the ascendancy in the game, Coach Abdeslam Modu had to make a couple of changes, and that immediately again got them going again. It took them to a different level again. You bring on the star of Relebohile Mkwena, Relebohile Mfokeng rather, into a game that you desperately need to take control of, a game that you desperately need to get the upper hand of and just remind the opponents of the kind of danger that you possess. I think that takes the team to a different level again. So I think, yeah, man, Pirates' depth. It's something that we've spoken about for years, but I don't think they have been this strong for, as you know, in the recent years or recent seasons that I've seen them. I think they're able to shift 2 or 3 bodies in every single position and not look shaken, and that's going to be massive for the rest of the season. Of course, Coach Riveiro has the possibility of winning 4 cups this season. Of course, that CAF Champions League thing is still ongoing, but MTN done. Calling Knockout Cup, they're in the final. The league is still, well, they're still in contention for the league, and there's also the Nedbank Cup. So that's 4 trophies still on the line for Coach Abdeslam Modu. I don't think he's thinking quadruple talks already, but he did express that when in whatever competition that Pirates enter, or in whatever competition that Pirates want to play, they actually want to win it. So yeah, we'll see how that goes. Yeah, so in the way of Richards Bay, yeah, man, it's I would consider them unlucky. I think Richards Bay, this was their 3rd Carling Knockout Cup semi-final. I think, yeah, in what, 3 or 4 years. This was their 3rd Carling Knockout semi-final, and I think they were just unlucky to come up, or rather to be drawn against Pirates. I think they've been a surprise package this season, similar to what Golden Arrows have done, but they've done it differently, obviously. But they've been a surprise package this season. They've played really well at times, and they showed that against Orlando Pirates as well. Not many people expected them to cause so many problems for Pirates, but they did, and they just didn't take their chances. And yeah, man, if there's anything that Coach Ronnie Gabriel can take from the performance, it's their ability to match one of the best clubs in the country for intensity, for temperament. Yeah, man. It was a good performance, obviously, but not enough to be able to, yeah, to do any damage to an Orlando Pirates machine that just seems to go to a different stratosphere when it comes to cup competitions. So I think a lot of positives, but in the end, not enough. Just purely unlucky to meet the current Cup Kings in Orlando Pirates. And then in the second semi-final, yeah, I think the first half had a lot of us dozing off, just purely of how tactical that game was and how calculated. The first 45 minutes, highly tactical game, went into the break goalless between Moroka Gallants and Golden Arrows at the Kings Team Stadium in Umlaz. Highly tactical first half, but come the 50th minute, the game erupts into life. 3 goals are scored within, I think, 10 minutes or 8 minutes. Arrows take the lead. Dabaiteto Ndlondo fires back for Gallants, and then as Tole scores a spectacular goal from almost the halfway line to give Gallants the lead. And then 10 minutes later, Ngubeko Dlamini, with one of the best team goals we've seen this season, receives from the edge of the box, bounces a 1-2 off Dion, curls it into the top corner, like top draw stuff. I think having seen these two teams play, the previous Sunday, so not this one, but the other Sunday in the league, and Arrows won 4-0. I think we all knew that this would be a goal fest, which is why we were a bit surprised, or rather I was a bit surprised at the first half that I saw between the two teams. So, but when the game opened up, when the game opened up, I think I wasn't shocked. Yeah, so with everything that both teams have to offer in terms of the attack, in terms of talent, in terms of intensity, and how they want to play the game, I wasn't shocked when the game finally came into life. Although Gallants sort of retreated more as the game wore on, and you could see that they were tired. Even Coach Mangoba was very critical of the way that Gallants play the game. He was a very logical man. He says he does not like their style of play, but they're in the final, so what can he do? And that's football. And he loved everything about his team, but they're not in the final, and that's just how football is. Golden Arrows created not even a bundle, a host of chances, but just could not find the winner between the 90 minutes and extra time. And in essence gave Gallants a chance to win the game in the best way that Gallants have shown they're able to win games in terms of cup competition. And that showed immediately as soon as they stepped into extra time, and their coach Alexander Latif was very quick to admit as well to the fact that as soon as they went into extra time, they felt they had a better chance of winning the game via penalties. Of course, with the expertise of Zimbabwean veteran goalminder Washington Ruby, expected to do the business, and oh boy, did Ruby not do the business. Saved 2 penalties and guided Moroka Gallants to yet another cup final, much to the disappointment of the home crowd. Would have loved to see a resurgent Golden Arrows get into their first final in, I think, 26 years maybe. No, not 26, man, in 16 years. Yeah, who would have loved to see Golden Arrows get into yet another cup final? But yeah, it's Gallants this time, and it's not Coach Mangoba Mngiti who would make a fairy tale return to the KwaZulu-Natal base side. Yeah, man, Gallants and Pirates. It's gonna be. I mean, obviously, there's gonna be a while before that. Okay, that final is on the 6th, and it's confirmed now. It's gonna be at the Peter Mokaba Stadium. But that's going to be a while before that happens. We're going to have to wait nearly a month before that happens, or just under a month. And a lot of things can still happen between now and then. It would not be advisable to predict anything between now and then. But yeah, man, I think a lot of people probably would have wanted Pirates and Arrows to be in the final, just given the spectacular nature of how they play football and just the entertainment factor. But I think Gallants were the opponents. You can criticize their style of play for all you want, but the truth is they've eliminated Mamelodi Sundowns, they've eliminated Stellenbosch, and they've eliminated Golden Arrows, and they deserve to be in the final. So whether you enjoy watching them or not, it's not really the issue. It's not really the problem of Coach Alexander Latif or Moroka Gallants. What you have to deal with, or what anyone has to deal with, is the fact that they are in the final and they have a chance of winning their first trophy. So yeah, man, congratulations both the Orlando Pirates and Moroka Gallants. I think deserved participants in the final of the Carling Knockout Cup, and I hope they live up to the billing, and I hope the final is as exciting as we were going to expect it to be. For Richards Bay, for Golden Arrows, heartbreak for KZN clubs, of course. I'm heartbroken at the moment. Yeah, so we would have loved to see an all KZN final, but unfortunately it doesn't happen again, similar to what happened last year as well. I think it was Amazulu and Richards Bay in the semi-finals. They both lost again. So yeah, man. Unfortunately, no KZN clubs in the in the Colin Knockout Cup final. But yeah, congratulations to Orlando Pirates and congratulations to Moroka Gallants. I hope you make a feast of it.